All right guys, it's giveaway time. We got this 1990 Mustang GT. It's got a 331 small block Ford, and it's got a big single turbo. Makes a lot of power, and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun for somebody this spring. You can go to streetracingchannel.com. Every dollar you spend on the website is an entry. So if you buy a $28 shirt, get 28 entries. Don't miss out, guys. Contest ends soon. See y'all later. Got baptized by a streetcar. Who dressed that guy? That's a hell of a drive.
It was?
Yeah.
I hope it's worth it. I really hope it's worth it.
Man,
if you go home with one of these things, you'd be like, yeah, that was worth it.
Yeah, I don't care if it's an index or small tire.
Who cares how you get it? Yeah, cheap street 650 index. I told your pops, you should be running as many classes as you can.
Yeah, I'll be happy just to make passes here. This place is cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. The owner's a little loopy, and he gets on the mic earlier. He's like, I'm fixing to prep this thing better than you've ever seen. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. No, you're not prepping shit. He's like, oh, I don't have any prep anyway. So I'm like, what the fuck? He's just crazy motherfucker. But, hey, I'm gonna go in there and help you guys get parked because I got all y'all shit saved up.
All right. Alright guys, we are standing in the middle of Yellow Belly right now. One of the craziest drag strips I think I've ever walked. Man, this place is crazy. This is like, we've raced some sketchy places, some sketchy streets. We've raced at like Brown County. This is a whole different level. It's just a crazy feeling here. I've seen this place on YouTube videos and live feeds forever now, and now to finally be standing here is kind of surreal. Billy's gonna make his hit here soon, and we're just gonna hope for the best. It's supposed to go A to B. The track's really good. I mean, it's like a really good street. I wouldn't really call it like a glued track, but it's like a really fast street. It's got its bumps, it's got its dips, its cracks, all the good stuff, but it's really tight, and it's also water burnout, so no prep. It's gonna be very interesting, but we've raced on a lot of surfaces just like this, so I think we'll figure it out real fast, and hopefully we can just have a safe night of testing and a safe weekend of racing, because it's definitely a sketchy place. Right here, these guys are cleaning up this truck that wrecked. Just craziness, man, but we're ready to take it on full force, and hopefully everything goes well. Alright guys, so we're out here at Yellow Belly Drag Strip here in Grand Prairie, Texas. Really excited to be here. I've been watching racing here for a long time, and definitely something on my bucket list. You know, watching Boosted race here all the time, and watching like Chief come here, pretty cool. this track is like right in the middle of the town. Like we're in 10 minutes from downtown Dallas, and it's pretty wild. It reminds me of the street, honestly. But yeah, we got the Nova back out. Shout out to everybody at the shop that made it possible. Jeremy, Rob, Kenny, my dad, you know, running to get parts, and Tommy, Allison, you guys, you all helped make this happen. And we only had about a week to get the car together because at Dig or Die, we had a mishap with the truck that weekend, and we were planning on taking it here, but things came up and the big block was ready to go, so we got it here, and we're gonna try to make our first shakedown pass with the car right here at Yellow Belly. And it's kind of nerve-wracking, you know, but the track looks pretty green. I'm gonna try to get it down through there real soft. I'm only putting like 10 pounds of boost to it, maybe 12, and I'm leaving it like 3,700 RPM, but like 4 or 5 pounds. Hopefully it takes it. Hopefully I can get some data off of it and get a plug reading. If it feels good, I'll probably take it to like 400 feet and then shut it down and just bring it back and make sure everything works. You know, make sure oil pressure's good, make sure the spark plugs look good, and make sure, you know, we don't have any issues. So I'm gonna get ready to make a hit.
We trying to get the button together. You're fast, I can tell. Come on now. Wait a minute, here we go. Here we go. Go ahead, Johnny. We outside, Chris. Come on, man.
You got drove around, I think.
Dude, you were fucking happy for a while.
I know, man.
Yes, sir. Right off the trailer right there. That's not bad.
I haven't ran in a while. Do you win a lot?
I hit that scrambler button.
Oh, it was a mile an hour out the back. I could see it. I could see it.
Do you win a lot?
Huh?
You win a lot?
Yeah, he wins a lot. No, I don't. I ran Daddy Day last week. He bullies people. No, I don't. I really don't.
Oh, he is. You can
I gave him like 30 feet. Yeah, I was. If it was 30, you would have lost. Every weekend. Yeah. I couldn't get him.
Yeah, you went around him.
Yeah, I couldn't. Oh,
I feel like I'm so slow.
bad.
Do you feel like, you know how you're in like a dream and you're trying to like punch somebody and it's just not working, or like you're trying to run really fast but you're just going slow? That's how I felt.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, about 30 feet out, I was worried. I'm like, ain't no freaking way. I was worried, I ain't gonna lie to you. But I was like, hold on, where that button go? I was looking at it. I wasn't expecting you to be that fast, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't get in my stance or nothing. I'm like, oh,
Dude, I backed up to the fence.
It was really good.
Yeah. It felt faster than it should have been. Dude, that thing took off.
Did you get a time clip?
Yeah. It felt way faster than it should have been. That was a 126.65.
Yeah.
Leaving at 3,600 pulling 10 degrees.
Yeah.
No dome pressure.
Yeah.
Just 6 pounds.
It makes more power.
Going to 629 at 70 mile an hour.
All right, let's check for leaks.
All I did was put it high, and I saw him get loose, and I felt mine move a little bit. I was like,
I know the air's good, but it's making more power than it did.
dog. Me and Alice looked at each other, and our jaws dropped. Like, I did not expect it to leave that hard. This thing is a menace to society. I saw him getting a little bit loose, and I started to move just a little bit, and I was like, no, you did good, dude. That was fucking awesome. I want to pull the data and see what we have. Yeah. See, look, this thing, 4.0 air fuel, target 4.1. Like, he pulled a plug, and it was just halfway around the ring. It was darker, but halfway around it, it was like perfect. Like it never been run.
That's just a half pass, but yeah, I mean it's safe, it's fine.
Like for that low a boost, that air fuel was fine on this thing. See fuel pressure.
There's a big tuning window on big engine, you know what I mean? But I just can't believe it left that hard on that tune-up.
Yeah. It made 6 pounds on the brake.
It did?
Yeah. I mean, that's not a lot, but it's something. But it was only 3,700 RPM, and it pulled 10 degrees at the head. All right, so we pulled some plugs after that half track aborted pass. On that run, I just wanted to go 330 feet and get a plug reading on it. I planned to shut it down. It really felt good. I wanted to stay in it, but I saw that guy next to me, and he was moving around, so it wasn't worth making a full pass anyways. So we pulled some plugs, we looked at the data, and I'm happy with what I saw. Closed loop, wasn't trying to add or subtract anything. I pulled the plugs, or Rob actually pulled the plugs out, a few of them, and we checked them, and the plugs look extremely safe. I'm gonna try to leave a little bit harder this time, not much harder, about the same at the hit, but a little bit more from like 40 feet out, try to like carry it out a little bit better. And then I'm gonna add another 1.5 pounds out the back. Should make about 16 pounds of boost. And the way it feels right now, that should be like a low 5-second pass. See what it does. So we can get in the gate? Yeah. You good? Yeah.
It's like wait 2 months. Look, goddamn it. Look like on the football team. Let's go. Come on, coach. Get out the way, man. I think it's too heavy. Way too heavy.
All steel. no crank. It's no. So Friday, we drew Cody Hoffman, and he's always tough. He's got the LS truck, and it's a full-size truck, but it's extremely fast. It's a purpose-built, no-prep car truck, and he's on the Dream Team. If you guys have seen them on Street Outlaws, and they've been doing really well. So I knew going into it I was gonna have to have my shit together. So Friday night, we drew chips, and I drew first pair down on a track I've never been on. We drew this green Camaro called Snot Rocket. It had zoomies and a Pro Charger. It was a really high horsepower car, and I believe he has made a few hits there before. He kind of acted like it wasn't his first rodeo down that track. So I think it'll hold a 530. I think it should. I mean,
Yeah, it should. For some reason, that's motherfucker right here last night was giving me trouble.
yeah, right at the 60 foot.
I could hear the Malibu shifted into high gear, and you could hear it go, and then as soon as it hit that, it went, yeah! I lifted.
If I ever get right lane tonight, I'm gonna point myself just a tad right, which is really probably straight, because I mean I watched Chief video too, and he was testing this right lane about a year ago, and he said it's like an illusion with the way that things are angled. Just it shoots you left, so point just a tad right. I'll do it myself, but
I love you.
love you too. And if it drives anywhere, I want it to drive right. I don't want to drive toward the center, so it'll be all right. I know that Falcon rides over bumps good, so I think I'll be all right. But
I think it's going to feel really fast because of how close everything is and the lights.
yeah,
It's going to feel really fast.
probably gonna pull my shoe at every pass tonight.
The shutdown's sketch.
Yeah.
Have you been down there on the scooter to look at it or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I hit the bumps on the scooter. I went as fast as I can down the whole track on the scooter, just feeling where the bumps were, and yeah.
Nice and straight.
dad had me do like a John Force burnout, and apparently he was pretty happy with it. But we did a nice, clean, straight, long burnout that cleaned the track up. We got our ass handed to us pretty bad by the Snot Rocket. We had like a 145 60 foot. I mean, it was just junk. And for my first pass down, it was super sketchy. Like a 590 pass, which is about what we went, which is terrible. It felt like a 490 pass just at that track. It's just crazy. Going down that track and having, you know, it's just like a tunnel, and it felt so fast even though it was slow. But and that left lane has a terrible bump at 60 feet. The right lane has a dip and the left lane has a bump, and I hit that bump and it felt like I ran over a dead body. Like, it was terrible. But got our ass handed to us fair and square. Missed the tune up a little bit, or possibly we left in a little bit of junk. I don't know. We don't know. You just got to get ready for the next race, you know. We didn't get any really valuable data from it, but we were still in the 530 index class, so we went ahead and got ready for that.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a good one. I like this one. It could be as easy as tightening an A-end fitting. We're going to let him do that sportsmanlike conduct, right?
Yeah.
He's got 2 minutes to fix it. If it gets retarded, well, just tell him.
All right. What happened with Tommy?
Huh?
What happened with Tommy?
Just got outran.
Didn't put enough in it?
And he got back in it, but it just wasn't enough on it.
So Tommy made a clean pass though?
It made a pass down through there.
Okay.
It didn't move or nothing. It just didn't have enough in it.
Rob, get home.
He had something go wrong, and unfortunately they sent me on a single. I waited 2 minutes for them to get it fixed, and they couldn't get it fixed. So I left really hard on the single, and I went out there about half track, and I had to just give it a couple quick pedals because I could feel it start to get wheel speed, and then it recovered. So then I had good data for a second round.
index racing. It's not quite heads up. So we put in a tune-up that we thought would go about 530, except Billy didn't have his draggy, so he decided to swipe mine. So I never even knew what I went after this pass, but it felt like a decent pass. It felt a lot better than my first round pass in small tire. It went straight down and it felt way faster. I would say I probably went, and I felt like I was way ahead of the guy, so to stop from breaking out, I gave it 2 pedals at the end, got out of it, and it was getting really bumpy at the end too, so I just let out a little bit early just to be safe. I would say I probably went, knowing now, probably still only went a 550 or 60. His car didn't leave the line, and we just went down there and let off early, and we got the win. So there was so many oil downs, and there was a couple wrecks, and they had to reset the timing system a few times because the tree wasn't working. There's so many different delays that we ended up finishing first round at about 5 in the morning and doing chip draw at like 5:30, or they decided to do a driver's meeting, and they decided to let everybody go and rest before the next day. And there was a lot of classes, so there was a lot to get done still for the Friday racing, and we just finished first round at like 5:30. So they decided to push the race to 11 o'clock the next day, but I really wanted to focus on small tire for Saturday, and we only got back to the Airbnb at 7 o'clock, and I would have had to been back at the track at 10:30. And I just didn't see that being a viable option to be well rested enough for the class I actually showed up to race for, which is small tire on Saturday. So I decided to skip the rest of the 530 index class. I wanted to get extra rest and be ready for the Saturday small tire. Second round, we drew Casey Max, and I mean, everybody knows he's like one of the fastest on small tires. I was really looking forward to it. I was hoping that I'd have a couple more rounds before I drew him, but you know, I felt like I had the better lane because the right lane was a little bit less bumpy from what I was told. I hadn't been in the left, so I don't know for sure, but I heard that the right lane was a little bit better. It's the preferred lane there. It was already 5:30 in the morning. Most people had left that were there to watch, and everybody was tired, and we knew we had to be there next day really early. So me and Ryan kind of decided that we wanted to run our race and our round and then split the pot after that. So it was going to be second round, and then that's it. Whoever's still in gets the $1,000 and I think there was 4 left at that point. There was 8 left in the second round. So I turned it up just a little bit out the back from where I had it because the track was starting to get better, but I left the 60 foot pretty much alone. I had 3 on the scramble. What a race. What a race. That was great.
Ready?
Damn, I thought Billy got him.
I did too. Ready?
Yeah. Wow.
Just right there at the end,
Damn.
bro.
I thought Billy got him.
It was like a half a fender,
That's
man.
crazy. Hey, that's still a hell of a race. That's like the third or fourth pass on the car.
Yeah.
We're that close with Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. That was a hell of a race. Dude, you fucking had him. I thought you got him, but they let me see the finish line videos down there, and he just barely got in the end. That's not bad for my fucking fourth pass. I fucking got it, dude. I should have grabbed it earlier, but I was trying to be patient. So I leave. I can tell that I'm out on him, but I know he's close. And so I grabbed the scramble at about 330 feet. But for some reason, after looking at the log, my finger slipped off the button or something happened and the scramble wasn't on as I went through the finish line. It was only on for like a half a second in the middle of the track. Can't mess up with Ryan. You know, you need everything that you've got and you need to be perfect. I didn't make a perfect pass, but I felt like I was close to it. And, you know, the car could have taken a lot more up top, but we're still figuring it out. And with only 5 passes, I felt like we did a pretty good job of, you know, giving him a good race. It was only on like 15 or 16 pounds out the back, and we still had about, you know, 15 or 20 to go before we start running out of horsepower. So it wasn't an issue of horsepower, it's just I didn't quite put enough in it, and hopefully next time's a good race as well, and maybe we can come out on top. Ryan, I went back on the log and I looked and I saw that I had an oil pressure drop issue at 4 seconds into the run. So like basically the last second to half a second of the run, somewhere in there, the oil pressure would drop. And it went from 85, 90 to 40, like all at once. And sometimes it would kind of flare back up halfway, like it was sucking air, then maybe it got a little bit more oil, and then it would suck air again, and then the shutdown, it would drop to almost nothing. So I talked to Bob on the phone, and we kind of both decided that we should probably reassess everything and not race the next day, figure out what's going on, come up with a game plan to fix our issue. Ultimately, what we found was I have Turbo Smart oil pressure regulators on this car. What they do is they regulate the oil pressure to the turbo to 40 psi, because these are ball bearing turbos and you're not supposed to put any more than 40 psi to them, or else they start leaking through the seals and then you have a mess in the exhaust or in the intake. I pulled the line off the valve cover for the return side of that regulator, and one of them filled a water bottle completely full within 5 seconds at idle.
How much went through that fast?
That's a lot.
That's your problem.
And so if you can imagine 2 of those lines at once, doing that all the time, dumping all that oil back in the valve cover, that's a problem. And it makes sense why we were running the pan dry. And this could have been our problem somewhat last year too, but we also had a lot of other issues with the engine other than that. But that is probably a lot of our oil pressure issues. And that's just something that I didn't know. You know, they don't tell you, they don't say where you have to plumb it to. They just basically say you have to return it back to the engine. And you know, I probably should have ran it back to the pan originally, but I didn't know any better, honestly. I didn't think it bled off that much oil.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the engine. Right now we've pulled a main cap, we've pulled a rod cap, and the bearings aren't hurt. So I think we're okay. But if I had ran it the next day, you never know. I'm glad that we didn't run the next day because we only made a couple passes like that. But definitely was my fault. I feel like our issue is solved, and I'm getting that taken care of now.
So Saturday, small tire, main event. We draw 7th pair right lane against this orange Mustang. I think the guy's name is Kyle Buckmaster. This guy is really fast, and he's decently well known for being a very tough competitor. We're getting closer and closer to the starting line. We're pulling through the lanes, and we had put a tune-up in the car that was gonna run about a 530. He had watched a few cars go down, and a lot of cars were spinning in the right lane. He kind of thought the lane was getting pretty greasy, and so he came back to the car and he started turning it down. I would say I think he tried to turn it down to about a 540 or a 550 is what he thought it was going to be turned down to. And he thought the lane was greasy, and he was trying to save the car from spinning on the hit. So he turned it down.
Give it a second. Let it cool off.
We got up there, did our solid burnout, nice and short burnout since it was a little hot up there. We didn't want the track to get too hot, too greasy, and we got the car in the tracks. Everything was perfect, and I let go of the button, and he just fucking left on me like I was sitting still. And we left at the same time, but he just he hit his tune up perfectly. I would say he's probably made one of the best passes first round. Definitely one of the best 60 foots. I mean, he hit it right out of the hole, and his car just flat out worked. So got our asses kicked, fair and square. I mean, nothing much I can say. I don't have any excuses other than maybe we turned the car down too much, but I don't know. We just didn't have enough in the Falcon. It left like a dud, and his car left really fast, and that's that. I mean, there was just no catching him, and the car went slower than we really expected it to go. I was able to use my draggy that pass, and we only went like a 560 at like 127, so it was terribly, terribly slow. That's the first time I've ever lost first round back-to-back, and that's like only the 8th or 9th time I've lost first round in the car. So, we were beating ourselves up over it pretty bad. But you gotta get better and get faster for the next race. I mean, you can't let it beat you up. You gotta let it fuel you to try and get faster and make sure you never let that happen again. And that's what we're gonna do. So just gotta try harder next time. Be a little better on top of our game. Be a little better prepared for the weekend. And that's all it really boils down to. We're not ready. So we got our ass handed to us, fair and square. So good job to Buckmaster. He has an awesome, really awesome car. But yeah, that was it for my racing for the weekend.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
What time did you go to bed?
I got about 30 minutes, and I got home. Nobody. I said, "Let me sleep." Can't wait to get home.
At least you got to go home. Usually that doesn't happen.
Lay down, and as soon as I close my eyes, she's like, "Time to get up."
Yeah. I think I got in at 6, and I woke up at 10. I got 4 hours. I'm pretty good.
I got 6.
Yeah.
Rub it in.
He missed his freaking 5:30 class.
Yeah, I quit. I'm a quitter. I'm fucking
He said, I don't need $15,000.
first time at the gut, how was it, man?
Badass, man. Can't wait to come back, for real. I wish I could have ran today, but having a little issue. Gotta go home and get it fixed. But it's nothing major, so.
Yeah, somebody was asking about it. Can you tell like viewers what was going on?
Yeah, so I run these turbo oil regulators, and the return side goes back in the valve cover. And I popped that line off today just to see how much it was returning to the top of the motor. And in like 4 seconds, it pumps a water bottle full at idle. So during a pass, it was pumping too much oil into the top of the motor, and it was starting to pan right at the end of the run. It only did it twice, and it didn't get lower than like 50, but it's still an issue, and I didn't want to risk tearing up some bearings or the crank. So I just got to reroute those lines, do some welding on the pan when I get home. Nothing major.
Alright, so next question. How did you feel for your dad to win? Was it Cheap Street?
I think it was Cheap Street, yeah. It was pretty cool. You know, he drives that car everywhere, and it's pretty cool to see it, you know, competitive out here.
Okay, so will we see you back in Texas soon?
I'd like to come back soon. I don't know if it'll be like next month or the month after, but we'll definitely be back again this season. I want to come back here and win one. It'd be awesome. Cantu needs some competition, I think.
Ooh.
He's pretty fast out here, man.
Mind if I say something? As a frequent of Yellow Belly, I was starstruck to see Billy. Seriously, man. And I mean, honestly, I'm here every weekend. Dude, great to see you down here all the way from Ohio, I think. Ohio? Man, great track. You know about this track. You are honestly, you're a living legend. What are you, early 20s? 26. Man,
I'm 20.
this guy right here has a legend that's longer than most guys on the class. Seriously. Honestly, humble guy. I've known you for about 6 minutes. Whenever I caught you over there, I said, "Hey, you trying to sneak in here?" And I did, didn't I? Hey, thank you for coming to Texas, man. We love it down here. I hope you love it down here.
I wish it was my home track.
Cool as hell, man. Cool. This guy right here, another legend. Three legend right here. I wish he could turn the camera around his face.
I ain't no legend right now, yeah. I'm trying. I'm going to come up.
Hey, and
just outside.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just outside.
Long live.
That's a legend right there.
Long live. Look out.
Hey, we're gonna call you the racetrack runner.
Thank you, Billy. Billy,
Racetrack runner.
All right, guys, it's giveaway time. We got this 1990 Mustang GT. It's got a 331 small block Ford, and it's got a big single turbo. Makes a lot of power, and it's gonna be a whole lot of fun for somebody this spring. You go to streetracingchannel.com. Every dollar you spend on the website is an entry. So if you buy a $28 shirt, get 28 entries. Don't miss out, guys. Contest ends soon. See y'all later.